as public IP only. It is used to connect from internet. EIP is also same as public IP. It is used to connect from the internet. But the big difference is this public public IP is dynamic and static IP, this elastic IP is static IP. This is static. What is this dynamic? What is this static? Let's say, for example, now Raju, for example, I'll take Raju. Raju is my customer. This is Raju's laptop. Okay. So I have launched my EC2 instance and I have given this public IP to Raju. So Raju started connecting to the EC2 instance using public IP. And somehow I have stopped and start the EC2 instance. Whenever I stopped and start the EC2 instance, whenever I stopped and start the EC2 instance, the IP address got changed. That is the behavior of public IP. So if you stop and start the EC2 instance, the public IP address changes. So if it is changed, right, I need to keep on updating Raju with the new IP addresses. Is that good? No. So for that reason, we have elastic IP. Elastic IP is also same as public IP, but the thing is, this is static. So if you stop and start the EC2 instance also, the IP address remains same. Understood? Understood? And guys, this IP, this public IP and elastic IPs are mandatory? No, it is optional. If at all you want to connect it from internet, then go with the public IP or elastic IP. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, no. And by the way, everything should be inside the VPC. Make sense? And how to use this private IP? Let's say, for example, I have launched one more EC2 instance here. I have launched one more EC2 instance here. Okay. So guys, tell me now, how do they talk to each other now? So these two can interconnect or communicate with each other using what IP? Using private IP. So within the VPC, if two EC2 instance want to talk to each other within the VPC, then you can use private IPs. Got it? Okay. Is it clear till here, everyone? Chiti, people, those who don't respond at all. Okay. So now, so guys, here now, can you tell me, we have the EC2 instance. For this EC2 instance, is it possible to have public IP and elastic IP both at the same time? No. Either you can have public IP, either you can have elastic IP. And private IP will be there, right? Private IP will be there. So here, either you can, private IP will be there, plus on top you can have public IP. Private IP will be there. You can have private IP or elastic IP. You can have private IP, only private IP, or private IP plus EIP plus public IP. Is that possible, the last combination? The last combination is not possible. Okay. Okay. So now you have a question. So, Babu, private IP is only the private which can be used within the VPC. From one EC2 is to another EC2, if you want to connect, use the private IP, Kiran. So if you want to connect from internet, then go with the public IP or elastic IP. So now, guys, in real time, will you be on the internet in real time if you're working from companies? No, you will not be on the internet. So if you're working on the companies, I'll tell you that also. Let's say, for example, this is your company. So this is your company. How do you connect from your company to AWS? So you have a concept called VPN. Right? You have a concept called VPN. So we'll talk about VPN later. So yeah, VPN. So everyone will be sitting inside the company in the company network. Now you tell me, if you want to connect to the private, if you want to connect to the EC2 instance from your company, will you go all the way through here to here? No. So directly you will be connecting from private to private. So directly private to private. That is VPN there. If you have your company, right? If you have a company, if you want to connect from your company to AWS, then you go with the private to private. Is it clear? Okay. Now I'll try to write all your things here. So what is public IP? Which can be accessed from internet. Correct? And public IPs is a mandatory or optional? Optional. Public IP is dynamic or static? Dynamic. What is the meaning of dynamic? If you stop and start the EC2 instance, public IP will be changed. That is called dynamic. Who assigns these public IP addresses? AWS assigns public IP to the EC2 instances. Clear? And how about the private IPs now? What is private IP? Which cannot be accessed from the internet. And this private IP is mandatory. So this private IP is mostly static only. Okay, private IP is mostly static. And where do you use this private IP? Within the VPC. Okay. Coming to Elastic IP. So Elastic IP is mostly same as the public IP. Agree? Same as public IP, but EIP is static. Elastic IP is static. So what is the meaning of static here? If you stop and start the EC2 instance, what will happen? EIP will not change. It remains same. So how many Elastic IPs are free? Guys, remember 5 EIPs are free. How many are free? 5 are free. See, AWS is telling you 5 EIPs are free. That meaning you guys, Elastic IP, you will get it from. So see, you need to order this Elastic IP. So you need to go to console and then allocate elastic IP. So if you click on allocate elastic IP, AWS will give the elastic IP for you. As 5 are free, will you get all the 5 elastic IPs and keep it ideal without associating to any EC2 instance? No. If you do that, that will be charged, even though it is 5. Keep that in mind. So EIP has to be associated to the EC2 instance. Don't keep it like that. It will be charged. Because it's very hard to get the static IPs, guys. If you have not associated EIP to any instance, it will be charged. So don't keep it ideal. Okay, I'll write this. If those EIPs are below 5 also, don't keep it ideal. Make sense? I'll also write here, ideal EIPs are charged. Is this clear till here, everyone? Any questions still here? All good? Okay. So now what is instance? Guys, what is metadata? We have been learning this since our academics. What is metadata? What is metadata? Data about data, some information, right? So instance metadata meaning simply it's data about instance, correct? Right? Data about instance, right? So guys, see Nikita, AWS will not give you 5 all at the same time. It is our requirement. AWS will not give you by default. If you want to eat one, that's what Esther was saying, right? 5 pulkas are free. Okay. If you take it and keep it ideal, not good, right? You're wasting it. If you want, get it, eat it. All 5 will not be placed at once. Okay, good. So guys, data about our instance, EC2 instance is called instance metadata. So guys, what is the details like, who has launched, when has launched, which key pair is attached, which VPCT is that, which subnet is that, where, right? Which security group is it attached, etc. All this information you will get it. From where do you get all this information? Guys, we haven't gone through the console yet. So if you go to the console, not now, from console, you can get the instance metadata data from description section. What is that section? Everyone write down. Which section is that? Description section. From description section, you can get all this information. That is from console. From CLI, so you need to follow this URL. This URL is important. http://169.254.169.254/latest/meta minus data/. This is the URL that you should be using it. And that's fine, yeah. I need to move all these things. No problem. Okay. Spell checkers. Okay. So guys, so from the CLI, guys, what you should use? you should use this URL. Can you put this URL in the chat, guys? That IP address. So in your certificate, this is a Pakka certification question. In your certification question, they will change the space, the namings, meta minus data slash latest, or they will change 254.169 like this. So you have to keep remembering this 169.254, 169.254 slash latest slash meta minus data. How this URL can be used, how to use this, we will learn when we learn CLI section. For now, you have to just remember this URL, how to get the metadata, how to get the metadata, use this. So you have to use this URL only within, not from the browser, guys. Use this inside EC2 instance only. You have to use this URL only inside the EC2 instance on the CLI. Okay. Now we have a concept called user data. What is that? User data. Guys, concentrate. User data meaning, guys, concentrate, I'm telling you. Concentrate. User data meaning, let's say, for example, you have launched an EC2 instance. Okay, now I have, let's say, for example, you have Ravikant. So I told Ravikant, hey, Ravikant, can you go and install some software called Tomcat inside the EC2 instance? Or for example, I'm saying, hey, Ravikant, can you go and install all the patches on Linux EC2 instance? So what he do is he went and launched the EC2 instance, right? And then after launching the EC2 instance, he has connected to that EC2 instance, and then he started installing Tomcat, or he started installing the patches. In other way, we can do also like this. Guys, how many steps are there? There are 7 steps to launch an EC2 instance, right? But now all are clubbed. Don't worry. In one of the step, there is a section called user data. Instead of you going and installing manually after launching the EC2 instance, what you can do is here, you can write a script, some shell script, and put it here in user data. Once you put this script inside this user data, this script will be executed at the boot time. By the time the instance is ready, whatever that you have mentioned in the script to install or do something, that will be done automatically. You understand? This is called bootstrap scripting. Bootstrap script. The script which is executed at the boot time. Right. The script which you provide will run at the boot time of the EC2 instance. Okay, guys. Now you have put some shell script in order to install patches, and you have stopped and starting the EC2 instance multiple times. So this user data will execute every time. Answer is no. User data will run only for the very first time, not every time. Remember. So if you want to make use of it, if you want to deploy applications automatically, or if you want to run some scriptings automatically, if you want to do something scripting, and if you don't want to do it manually, write the script, put it in user data, and launch the EC2 instance. That script will be executed at the boot time, right? And then it will be done automatically. Make sense? Everyone understood, guys? If you're using Linux EC2 instance, use shell scripting. If you're using Windows, go with PowerShell. Don't worry, I'll help you with one bootstrap scripting. Don't worry, I'll show you that on in practicals. Is this clear, everyone? Shravan, I said clearly there. It will not run every time. It will run only for the first time. No, it will not repeat. Do you see this line? User data will be run only for the very first time, not every time. Okay? Shravan, you there? Is that clear? I didn't got CC. So whenever we create new instance at different EC2 instance, it will run. Yeah, for different EC2 instance, it will run. For the same EC2 instance, it will not repeat. For different, yes. Babu, there is a question. What is the use of having the script to run only for the first time? I'll make you to answer. I'm launching the EC2 instance, and I'm writing a script. Script is not standard one. I hope you know that. Let's say I wrote a script to install Tomcat, for example. Okay. I have wrote a shell script to install a Tomcat. Okay. Now at the boot time, it has installed the Tomcat. Now you tell me, I stopped the EC2 instance now, and then I started it. Do you want this user data to execute again and to install Tomcat, which is already there? Tell me. Now you are saying no. What is the use? Is there any use here? See, it is purely. I'm not saying that you have to use this. There is an opportunity here to make use of this user data script. If you feel that the script should not be executed every time, or if you want to, reason, yeah, correct, Ekhan. Correct. So if you need to put a script such a way that has to be installed once and you don't want to execute it again. So if you want to execute it again and again, then don't use user data. Go and do something else inside the machine. So this is purely an optional thing where you can utilize it. So if you want to run it, let's say for example, I'll take a real time. You see, I have 100 EC2 instances where my manager said that for all 100 EC2 instance, install wget command in Linux. By default, it should there. So can't you write a small script and put it in the user data and get all this wget installed? Instead of going to 100 EC2 and install wget package? Yes or no? Correct? Make sense? Hmm. So if at all you want, you can use it. Okay. So with this, guys, with this, we have completed the EC2 whole logic and theory, end to end. Injected? Any pain? The backbone of AWS EC2, right? You got shocked or what? No response. Everyone understood? Don't you feel happy? The yeah. Good. Experienced people, all good? Yes. So, as you know, we do some extra So let me give some extra topics here. There is one new service came up. So do you want to know that new service also in EC2? Bonus things you need? Okay. So by the way, I was talking about those 7 steps, correct? 7 steps to launch an EC2 instance. Those 7 steps is nothing but these things. Guys, previously in old console, guys, now most of the the AWS has moved to the new console. Few months back, we had old console. We have old console and the new. In old console, there are clearly, guys, while creating an IAM user, we had how many steps to create an IAM user? 5 steps, remember? Same way here also we had 7 steps, but now they have changed the console and they've clubbed it. But what are the 7 steps? The first step is you need to go and select an AMI. Did we learn about AMI? We need to go and select the AMI, right? Operating system. And then the second step is we need to go and select instance type. Did we learn about instance type? What is the instance type that we should choose in our T2 micro? So the next step is, I think it's instance configuration. So you need to give all the configurations here. Let's say how many EC2 instances that you need, how many instances that you want to launch, right? You want public IP or not, right? And then put some user data, right? Etc. All configurations, guys, related to EC2 instance will be putting or we'll put it here. And then next, you need to select storage. Storage meaning what? EBS volume, right? So you have the root volume. If you need, you can go ahead and add additional volume. What is the default? How much is the default root volume? If it is Windows, it is 30 GB. If it is Linux, it is 8 GB. Right? And then next is select security group. Remember, what is the security group that we should use that I said? We need to use our default security group. Correct? And then we need to go ahead and add tags, review it, and finally, guys, attach PEM file to the EC2 instance. Attach or select PEM file. If it is don't have any PEM file, you can create one. So you can create one and then attach. But you don't need to create again and again. One time creation is done and you can use a PEM file. So these are the steps that in order to launch the EC2 instance. All the steps are covered now. Super. Okay. Now there is a new topic which is it's not free. They will charge, but still we learn it. Okay. So let me put that topic. So if I put this is the load balancer, and then we have the EC2 instances. Okay. Okay. Let's say we have some application. Which is the first service will get hit first before ELB? Route 53, no? So it will hit the Route 53 first. From Route 53, it will go and hit the load balance because we have a routing there. Okay. Now, this entire environment is in Mumbai region. Okay. So our customer is there here in US. Here in US. They tell me he is trying to access all the way from US to this Mumbai, our ELB. He is trying to access this. So for him, it will have a low latency or high latency. Obviously, he'll have a high latency, correct? Why? Because far, and that too, you have so many hops, correct? Hops. So from request will go from one place to other place, and so many hops. So many hops, because in internet we have so many hops like this. Because it is using internet, correct? And let's say, for example, our application he is accessing is boom.com. Okay. In order to resolve this, we have already learned one topic. What is the topic? What is we can use in order to have a low latency? Hmm? Excellent. So we can make use of CDN, correct? So US will have its own CDN, out front, edge locations, and we can configure this, and we can ask the US location guy to connect to the edge location, whereas our edge location will be connected to our load balancer, correct? As an origin. We have learned this, correct, guys? Like this, you will have a low latency. Like this, you have a low latency. So now I have another customer here saying that IP address issue wala, guys. So he said that I have a firewall here and I need the IP address of your load balancer, of your website. Is it possible to give that IP address to the customer? So now we have got something called a new feature from AWS, which is called Global Accelerator. Write down, everyone. Global Accelerator. This Global Accelerator will come with two static IPs. Will come with two static IPs. So simply, this Global Accelerator from the backend will be connected to your load balancer. This Global Accelerator is completely managed by AWS. Right? And whenever you set up the Global Accelerator, the backend origin is this. And then as this is giving two static IP addresses, use the two static IP addresses here in the firewall, and then you don't have any issues with the IP addresses. And this Global Accelerator will help you with the two static IP addresses in this kind of situations. Understood, guys? So remember, Global Accelerator is completely managed by AWS, right? Two static IPs. It will give a two static IP address, and then you don't have that kind of IPs issues anymore, Andre. And also, the combinations can be like this. Customer can connect to the CDN, and CDN to Global Accelerator, from Global Accelerator to ELB. You can have this kind of scenario one, and then you have customer. Customer can go only with the Global Accelerator, and with the ELB, you have this scenario, and you have customer where you can go for only CDN and then ELB. Guys, one thing you have to remember, CDN caches, correct? But doesn't provide any static IP, correct? If you want static IP, go with Global Accelerator. But this will not cache. Global Accelerator will not cache. But it provides static IP. So based on your requirement, you can go with only CDN or with GA or with both, as I said here, the combinations. This is not free. This charge $18 per month. So you don't have that ship problems issues I was talking about yesterday, right? And then this global axle also will reduce the latency. So because once you use a global accelerator, all the traffic will go within the internal network, right? That's why we'll have a low latency. If you want to increase the performance throughout it, then go for it. So if your customer need caching as well as static IPs, then go for that, Shravan. Is this clear, everyone? Any questions? So now what we do is, should we go and have a small tour on EC2 console as we have time? Zero three six. I'm not taking practicals, but I'm just giving a small tour, okay, for EC2. So let's go to EC2. Okay. So make sure that you are in which region, because guys, EC2 is regional, no? So make sure that you are in Mumbai or whichever the region that you are in, go and select that. So guys, this is called the landing page, the EC2 console. Okay, do you see this? You feel much better. So do you know what is instances, placement groups, volumes, dedicated hosts, key pairs, security group, elastic IP, load balancer, snapshots, AMIs, lifecycle manager, auto scaling, target groups, load balancers. See, all these things we have learned it already, correct? The only thing that you should do is you should know is here how to do, what to do, where to click, how to click. That's it. We know the logic, we know the concept, we just need to implement it. Okay. So do you see this here? On the left side on the top, you have new EC2 experience. So as I said before, we had an old console and the new console. So if you select this one, now it looks also the same. Because slowly, because I'm also not a fan of new experience, because the old experience was always really good, but these fellows are now moving to this, but both look same now. I don't think so why they have put it still. They should remove it. So EC2 dashboard. So dashboard meaning, so this is the dashboard where you can see how many instances are running, how many volumes are there, how many key pairs are there, how many security groups are there. Guys, remember how many security groups will be there by default? Only one. But do we have any default key pairs? No. This was my old other batch, so I just go ahead and delete it. So do you have any key pairs there? No. Okay. No elastic IPs, no load balancers, no snapshots. So all these things. So make sure that you should have everything zero here except security groups and key pairs. Key pair also doesn't touch. Everything should be zero except key pair and security group. This is how you should come and see if you don't want to get it charged. You might have launched EC2 instance, but you have not terminated it, but that EC2 instance will show here as one. You might have volumes that you might have not deleted it, that will show as here the number. So you come here on the dashboard, make sure that everything is zero except security group and key pairs. And then EC2 global view. Guys, can you tell me, is it possible to see all the EC2 instances from different regions in one place? No, because EC2 is regional, right? EC2 is regional. So if I launch my EC2 instance in Mumbai, can I see the same EC2 instance in Ireland? No, because it is regional. So now let's say we have so many regions here. So many regions are there. So now, sometimes those who don't know, they might have launched one EC2 instance in Ohio. They might have launched one EC2 instance in Ireland. They might have launched an EC2 instance in Tokyo, like this. And then they are getting the bills. But is it possible to go and see where are my EC2 instances are staying? Is there any way where you can go and, so the only way is to go and click on each and every region and go to the EC2 and see, correct? So that was the problem we were facing, and AWS has addressed this using the concept called global view. Global view is nothing but where you can see all the regions and any EC2 instance are running there or not. See, all my regions are having zero. VPCs, there will be a default VPCs you can ignore. Subnets, everything, rest, everything can be ignored. So make sure that you don't have any instances running. So this is the place where you can go ahead and see the global view. Understood? Getting it, guys? That is, there is of no other use. The only use it is just to find out whether you have any EC2 instances running across the regions or not. Events. So I told you guys, events. So events, if AWS wants to, let's say, for example, if AWS wants to send you any notification that your EC2 instance will be stopped, they are doing some maintenance, all those events will come here. So you need to, so, and you have your, this bell icon, right? So you will have a dot, red color, blue color, whichever color it is. And then by seeing this dot, you should understand there is some event, and make sure that that event is related to you or not. That meaning it will be for you only because it is coming to your account. But that event will affect you or not, you need to find out. So AWS will clearly say that due to this event, that particular resource will be affected. AWS will tell you easily on that. So let's say, for example, you have 100 EC2 instances and 2 EC2 instances are under maintenance by AWS. And they will say that, hey, boss, they'll send you an event saying that, hey, this is the resource ID, instance ID. That instance, this will go and this will be stopped at this particular time. So they will give you that instance details also. So I told you already in the theory how to skip that maintenance. What should we do? What should we do in order to skip that maintenance? Yes, stop and start. Got it? So those are the events here. Tags are normal. You can tag it. Limits. So guys, I told you for each and everything, there will be a soft limit, correct? For each and everything, there will be a soft limit. So let's say, for example, I go to here. See, classic load balancer. How many load balancers you can create per region? 20. So this is just only a soft limit. If you want to increase, always select that and then click on request limit increase. You give the business justification and ask AWS, hey, AWS, please increase from 20 to 50. They will increase it. So for each and everything, there will be soft limit. How many ALBs you can create? 50. How many target groups you can create? Someone was asking, sir, how many target groups? I told you in thousands. See, 3,000 per region. So for each and everything, there will be a limit. How many VPCs you can create per region? Did we learn this? Right? How many elastic IPs we can have? Limit? See that? See, guys, all these things we have learned, right? Security groups, network ACLs, subnets. We have learned all. So these are all like, limits if you want to find it. Let's say you are launching the EC2 instance. How many EC2 instance you can launch in your default, in your fresh account? 20. How many? 20. Maximum you can launch 20, right? Running. So if you're not able to launch, see, let's say I had this real-time scenario, see. When I was setting up a fresh thing for my company, I didn't know that the default limit is 20. So I keep on setting up the servers, and then there was an auto scaling setup. Auto scaling setup, and then the scale out is happening, automatically it is getting terminated. Scale out is happening, and automatically it is getting terminated. So I scratched my head, I broke my head, I tried to find out, but I could not do anything. When I create a ticket with AWS and said that, hey boss, this is the issue, and he said that, hey, your default limit is 20 only, so you're already using 20, and 21st EC2 instance is getting terminated because you don't have that limit. Correct? So you should understand that and raise a request to AWS to increase the limit to 20 to 50 or 100 based on your business needs. Understood, Chiti? Okay. So here, instances. This is the place where we always die. So launch instance, launch instance, launch instance. We'll go and launch the instance later. Instance type. So which is the instance type here? We should use it. There are 370 instance types are available. And which is the one we should use it? Our favorite one, T2 micro, because that is the free tier eligible. So if you are a sugar patient, if you don't want to use it, and if you want to use the bigger one, be ready for the bill. So please stick with only T2 micro. And then here, for T2 micro, how many CPUs you have it? One CPU. And then how much GB of memory that you have it? Only 1 GB. And also here, do you see the pricing here? You have Linux AMI or you have Windows AMI. So for Linux, it is this much price per hour. And for Windows, this is the price per hour. Which one is cheaper, Windows or Linux? Windows or Linux? Obviously, Linux is cheaper. So that's a reason, that's the main reason why most of the companies are going for Linux, because for the costs. Chiti, now you can easily understand, calculate how much per hour in INR repos also you can calculate. So these are the things that you have it here, instance type. Launch templates. Do you remember we discussed about launch templates? Right? You can create a launch template and keep it, and using that template, you can launch the EC2 instance. And we discuss about spot, savings plan, reserve instances, dedicated host, reservations and all. But which is the pricing model that we should use in our course? Is it dedicated, reserved, spot, or which one? On demand, which one? On demand only, correct? So on demand meaning you come here and launch it, use it, and then kill it. Reserve instances meaning for how many years that you can you need to go and reserve? 1 or 3 years. Are we here to reserve the instances? No. Let's use only on demand. So all the AMIs, you can see it here. All the catalogs, you can see here. I told you that AWS has predefined AMIs. Correct? These are all the predefined 47 quick AMIs are there. But when I launch the EC2 instance, I'll talk about it. So you have Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Windows Server, See, there are Windows Server with SQL, but I'm telling you, you should not use all these things because we are under free tier. Whichever it says that free tier eligible here, we should be launching only those things. Okay, guys, that is quick start where we can go ahead and then quickly pick it up and then launch the EC2 instance. You can filter it here using operating systems, using with the architectures here. So guys, if we create our own AMIs, that will come and fall here, custom AMIs. And do you remember we discussed about marketplace? So so marketplace, do you see this here? There's so many publishers are available. So let's say infrastructure related, DevOps related things, for example. So if you want to have Kali Linux, you can use this and you pay for them. If you want to have a cPanel installed with the WHM, use this and pay for them. For LAMP, use it. WordPress, use it. Right? So see, Nessus, Fortinet, firewall. So guys, you don't need to install all this Fortinet setup, everything. Everything will be there inside this image. You go and select it, pay it, and then use it. So these are all the marketplace where based on what you need, infrastructure as a code. Do you see this, Bobby? So you have Docker Jenkins readily installed with you for you. So it is starting with this price per hour. You can use it. So if at all you need, you can go. Community AMIs are nothing but, so you and me also can go and make the images public, right? And then is it good to go ahead and then use the AMI which are published by anyone which are not authorized? No, not good. If they are authorized people like AWS, verified provider, go and use it. Otherwise, don't use it because there will be chances of having Bucci, hackers, virus and all. So that is a catalog. So volumes, if you go and launch the EC2 instances, volumes will be created. All the volumes will be listed over here. Snapshots will be listed over here. Lifecycle manager, do you remember? What is this used for? Lifecycle manager, we have learned this. Babu, Chiti. Remember, if you want to take the snapshot or AMIs automatically, backups, then use this lifecycle manager. So security groups. So guys, did we learn that we have a default security group already created and we should be using it? Yes. See this here. How many types of rules we have? What are those? Inbound rules and outbound rules, correct? Do you see this here? Inbound rule and outbound rule. Do we need to worry about outbound rule? No. So if you click on inbound rule, do you see this here? By default, inbound rules are deny. So that meaning here, I have used all these things. I'll remove. Okay. It will be like this for you. Do you see this, guys? So by default, inbound rules are deny, but there will be one rule which will be there automatically here. So if you click on edit inbound rule, guys, this is the only rule that you have it. Guys, listen this carefully. This is called a default rule. Don't delete it. Why? Because, guys, I'm allowing all traffic. And what are the three types sources that we have learned? What are the three types of sources we have learned? Custom, anywhere, and MyIP. Do you see this here? Custom, anywhere, and MyIP. Do you see this? So there is a default rule already with all traffic. Do you see this? This is the custom. This is the security group ID. What is our default security group ID is what? 102B3. So I'm allowing all traffic to the self, correct? Am I allowing the traffic from outside? All traffic from outside? No, I'm allowing the traffic to self. It is same as like, let's say, guys, remember this, guys, concentrate. You have your own flat or own dream house, independent house. If you want to make it secure, what will you do? Will you lock it from outside? Or will you go inside and then lock it? You go inside and then lock it, correct? That means you need to have full access, no, to your own house. Yes, you go inside and then lock it. You should have your full access. That is the default rule here. The default rule, all traffic to self, you have it. You go inside and then lock it. Do you have any other rules that is coming in here? No. If you want to add a new rule, do you see this add rule? Add rule, SSH, my IP. So in your house, to the EC2 instance, only the SSH will be allowed, only with this IP. That meaning my IP here. If you want to go it for everywhere, anywhere, go it anywhere, 00000. So you can edit it, modify it, delete it. But is it good to delete the default rule? Understood, guys? All understood? How do we handle the inbound rules? Don't worry, we'll talk, but you all understood. You got an idea. Yes. So if suppose sugar patient deleted, we can add it again. No issues. How? Let's say I have deleted it. I deleted it. Right? I deleted it. So I need to go ahead and add it. How? Edit inbound rules, add rule, all traffic. Which one? To self. Self. Simple. That is subnet /32/16 that we will talk. Ignore that. /32 meaning only your my IP concept will not be in your office because you have the firewalls. It will not be allowed. So you need to have you need to do the practicals in your personal laptop or disable the VPN or firewall. Shiv Shankar. Okay, guys. And elastic IPs will be here. Placement groups will be here. Key pairs will be here. Load balancers, target groups, launch configurations, auto scaling groups, everything you can see it here. So what we do from tomorrow is we'll go and learn, do the practicals on each and everything over here, one by one. So now, guys, your practicals will be very simple because you have learned a lot meaning lot on EC2 in and out. So we'll be continuing the practicals from tomorrow. Okay. Any questions? And we'll take the screenshot. Done. Guys, Somnath, you're asking about what is the estimate of completing the course? Do you like to know? I don't like to do this hurry burry one. Right, guys, I'm telling you, finishing the course is easy for me. It's very easy. I can finish it 10-50 days also. But only on the EC2 why I took this much time. Because I wanted to give in and out on it. Okay. So let's not worry on. Are you guys in hurry? I'm just asking. Anyone is in hurry? It's okay, no? 1 week here, that less or more, it's fine, no? Thank you, Siraj. Thank you for understanding. No one will give, guys, nowhere in the world, I'm telling you, will give you this much content, this much easy to understand, right? So make use of it. Don't worry on it. I'll take care. Okay. Yeah. But one thing is EC2 is the only biggest topic. Rest of the topics will be 1-2 days maximum. Okay. EC2 is very big. That's a thing we took a lot of time, but rest of the services is not this much big. But don't worry, leave it on me. No, I'll take care. So task for you here is, guys, task for you here today is, please go through the EC2 console and make your hands dirty. Just have a feel of how the EC2 console look like. Click here and there. Don't create or don't launch anything. Okay, just go with the EC2 console. Okay, that is your task today. Good. Can you give the final CC for today?